So we are going to learn about the JNK pathway. Okay, so it also is a type of death pathway which occurs in apoptosis. However, the JNK pathway can happen in any organism as a general pathway, but we're going to focus on what happens in apoptosis. So the functions of the death pathway, or the JNK pathway, is that it turns on apoptosis, which is cell death, and it turns off living or survival pathways. So we're going to demonstrate this by using makeup, and you'll see how I'm about to do that. But once I demonstrate the pathway using makeup products, it'll make a lot more sense. At least I hope it does. So please stay tuned to my video. Thank you. I'm so sorry. Okay. So I'm going to be demonstrating the JNK pathway using makeup. So think of the steps of applying makeup as the steps of transducing this message to activate or for neuronal death to happen. So first, we need a receptor and a ligand to start this pathway. For any cell signaling pathway, this is what you need. So we have my Milk Makeup Primer, which is missing its ligand. So this is the receptor. This is the ligand, which binds to it. Okay, so we have that. This activates the ASK1, the apoptosis signal regulating kinase, which is the foundation. So think of it. After the primer comes your foundation. So this activates the foundation, the ASK1. But for the ASK1 needs to be phosphorylated to activate the next step. So with phosphorylation, we're gonna apply my MAC fix, which helps your makeup stay. So think about it. Every single step in this process needs to be phosphorylated. So this will be coming in every step. Okay. So after the ASK1 is phosphorylated, it activates the MKK47, which is the mitogen activated protein kinase, which is concealer. So think about it. Your face primer, your foundation, and then your concealer. And think of all these steps happening on the skin of your face in the cytoplasm. So when we enter the nucleus, it'll be a different part of my face, or different part of anyone's face. So just think of it like that. So we have the concealer. This also gets phosphorylated. So after this, it gets phosphorylated with the MAC fix. Okay. And then once this happens, we use the JNK, which is the C-Jun N-terminal kinase, which is the eye primer. So as you can tell, you're probably like, oh, but she said that the skin on her face is the cytoplasm. So we're about to enter the nucleus. We're about to activate apoptosis. So this will be applied to eyelids. So we're about to enter the nucleus, we're about to activate neuronal death, and then we're gonna phosphorylate it again with the MAC fix. So phosphorylation, JNK, which also is the name of the pathway. So we are entering the nucleus, we're gonna work on the eyes. So once we applied our eye primer and phosphorylated it, we're about to enter the nucleus and activate those transcription factors. So a transcription factor is C-Jun, which is the protein that activates cell death. So that's in the nucleus, and as you can see, there are more than one transcription factor. So in this step, we're gonna apply our eyeshadow. So after the eye primer comes the eyeshadow. So we have all these different colors. So love letter is actually C-Jun, and it will bind to the promoter region of the DNA where mRNA will be transcribed, which will activate other apoptotic factors like FOS, Jun, BAD, which will lead to neuronal cell death. And even though we're talking about neuronal cell death, this is a pathway that happens in general, and the pathway that we're talking about today with these steps of makeup actually is how cerebral injury is caused. So After the C June, we have to phosphorylate it again. So gotta phosphorylate the eyes with the MAC Fix. So I hope my video of the JNK pathway, which is the death pathway, compared to the steps of applying makeup, made sense. So to recap, we have the primer, which is the ligand, the receptor and the ligand that binds to it, which activates the ASK1, which is the apoptosis signal regulating kinase 1. And this is the foundation, which we phosphorylate to activate the MKK4 or 7, which is the concealer. So after we phosphorylate the concealer, we activate the JNK, which is the eye primer, because we're about to enter the nucleus. We phosphorylate the JNK, which then activates the transcription factor, which is C-Jun or C-June, I say C-June, which is the eyeshadow palette. And I like comparing the eyeshadow palette to C-June because there are multiple transcription factors which lead to multiple apoptotic factors or transcription factors which lead to neuronal death. So I really like this because like different colors can represent the different factors. So I guess this was like a really good analogy in my head. And this is, and I liked you apply eyeshadow on your eyelid, which is the nucleus in this case. So that's how cell injury happens and neuronal death happens, which leads to cerebral injury. So this is my demonstration of the JNK pathway. I really hope it made sense. Thank you so much.